There you go. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another review of Life in Chelsea for General Hospital, August 28, 2025. First things first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's new episode down below. What y'all think? Did y'all like the episode? Hold on. Excuse me. Okay, so Trina said to Stella, or wait, was that Stella? I think it was Alexis. I think before Trina left, she said she was going to get some answers or whatever, and she's supposed to be talking to Portia on tomorrow's episode. Do y'all think that she ends up walking in on Portia and Isaiah? Do y'all think they're gonna be on already slept together or what? Cause she gonna be saying, so what's going on with Drew is her fault or whatever. So I'm assuming she finna learn everything. I'm assuming she about to learn everything. But yeah, I was like, I said she went from over here accusing Curtis of one Jordan and saying if you walk out or whatever, she gonna know that marriage is over, to sleeping with Isaiah allegedly, because we don't know, but they did kiss. They definitely did kiss. I was kind of hoping that Curtis decided to go back up there. I feel like he should have been the one to walk in, but at the same time, I do think that it's time that Trina knows everything, so we'll see how she reacts to it. But yeah, I think based on today's episode, somebody gonna end up shooting Drew or doing something and dumping his body in the water. This yet another person to threaten him. Curtis threatened him on today's new episode. So far we done seen who done threatened him? Alexis. We done seen Nina threaten him, and on today's episode we seen Curtis. And Sonny, he keep on implying that Drew's gonna get what's coming to him. I said at this point he should have been he a suspect every other day either way it go. But yeah, I was like, there's too many people now. There's way too many people. I'm still hoping that it's gonna be Nina, but we'll see. But on today's new episode, we're gonna start with Brooklyn and Dante. She was just telling him how she's worried about their son. And I said, you know what? When they had their scene, I was like, we see her with Dante more than we see her with Chase now. We definitely do. See, I know Portia and Isaiah was going. I thought they was gonna hook up. Remember that day? I don't know what the name of that place is, but they was out together or whatever. And I was like, they gonna end up hooking up. See, I know Portia and Isaiah was gonna end up doing something. It was just a matter of time. Do y'all think they actually slept together, or do y'all think Trina gonna interrupt? But yeah, I was like, I really wanted Curtis to be the one to walk up there and see for himself or whatever. But yeah, I was like, well, he definitely gonna. It's definitely over now. You might have had a chance, girl. Now you done messed up. Now you done definitely messed up. But yeah, Brooklyn wanted to talk to Dante about Gio. I already said how we rarely see Brooklyn with Chase now. They done put on hold, adopting and everything. But with Brooklyn and Chase, with Brooklyn and Dante, she was saying it's Camilla's birthday and she's worried about him. He seems so lost. So Dante ended up going to talk to him. Hold on, let me check it. Dante ended up going to talk to him and stuff like that. So they were just sharing memories of Camilla and the parties they used to host and stuff like that. They had a nice little moment. But Gio ended up telling him, they're not going to, spend time together or hang out or anything like that. But before he left, he ended up asking him, if he had known when he was younger that he had a child, how would he have reacted? And he was telling him how he would have stepped up. He would like to think that he would have stepped up or whatever. So Gio just left. I feel like he got an opening. I feel like that Gio gonna end up talking to Dante. I don't know if he gonna talk to Dante before he talk to Brooklyn, but I feel like they definitely gonna end up, being okay. What else we got? Marco and Sewell. Marco went in there and he told Sewell he made a move against Sonny. He ends up revealing that he told about the whole custody situation. So he did know that Sewell was the one that paid off the judge. He did know. I don't understand how they always be like, oh, he need to pay, Sonny need to pay for this and that. But your daddy over here, the one that actually did it. He the one that actually did it. But yeah, I know now. Somebody said they think Sewell's going to be the one to take out Drew. But I don't know about that because he already knows about everything. So I don't see the reason why, but I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, Marco ends up revealing what he did, and he was asking him why he did that. He was planning on getting appears as well as making him pay for Natalia's death and stuff like that. He's like, it needs to be done now, or whatever. And basically, Michael was gonna be mad at Sonny, and that's gonna cost him and stuff like that. So Sewell was like, you made a huge error in judgment or whatever. I said, right, exactly. He didn't think that through. He definitely didn't. So he was like, they need to think of something. They need to come up with something or whatever. So they planning on getting to the judge before Sonny do. And Sonny said the same thing. He needs to get to the judge. That's the only person that can answer them. I said, hopefully Sonny and them get to the judge. But I'm assuming they're going to put two and two together regardless. What they say? I'm glad Michael didn't give in to Drew's demands. He had all type of yesterday saying, oh, you going to apologize to Willow and tell Wiley and Amelia Michael made a mistake. Glad Michael told you. Ha! Exactly. He went in there We finna get to him. Hold on, who coming up next? To finish with Marco now, I think the ending was they was saying how they need to get to Judge Harrington. What was their name? I'ma just say Judge. I don't know what they said the judge name was. What else? Let me see. Martin ends up going to Tracy saying that he needed her help with Stella. He ends up filling her in, letting her know that he slipped up and told Drew. She started blaming him. He started blaming her. Whatever, they started doing it back and forth. But they both agreed that they needed to help Stella. Tracy did agree to help. So we'll see. Hopefully this be over with. I don't know. Trina ends up going to the police station to see Stella. They wouldn't let her. They said only her lawyer. So Alexis showed up and Sonny. But Stella told Sonny, to stay out of it, which is understandable because he already got enough trouble. She don't need no monster voucher for her. But yeah, Portia ends up talking to Curtis saying that his focus is solely on Jordan. He more focused with her help, and they seem to have it or whatever. He's like, my auntie's, been arrested. You think I got time to sit up here and say, hey, Amy, how you doing today? My auntie been arrested. You think I got time to, sit up here and argue with you about our marriage or whatever? And I say, I get both sides because regardless, they are married and they do got to fight for it. And she technically not wrong because you can tell something's still going on between Jordan and Curtis or whatever. But they haven't acted on it. And Jordan already basically admitted her feelings. I think it's Curtis that's in denial as of right now. But yeah, she was like, if you walk out that door, then I know that our marriage is over. He left anyway. I was really hoping that when he went to talk to Jordan and she was like, she didn't get any information. She didn't know it came from somebody higher up and they figure out that it's Drew. I'm assuming he gonna go back up there and see them. Because Isaiah felt some type of way. He was confronting Jordan saying that you interfering, they need time alone and stuff like that. You don't got to be the one to tell them what you know about, the whole Stella situation. I said, how you gonna tell her to stay out of it, but you wouldn't your tail up there? When he got up there, Portia had threw the doggone picture, just throwing stuff. Talking about, so she can't get the ring off. I said, did you try? She's like, she can't get the ring off or whatever. So they started holding hands. I said, we see where this finna get ready to go. So they start kissing. He kissing her on the neck stuff. I said, wait a minute. So I'm wondering if they actually slept together. He got her up on the little, what's it called? What's that thing called? Either way it go, they was over here doing way too much. But yeah, like I said, Trina said she was going to get answers to find out what's really going on. I'm hoping that she learns everything about the test and Heather Weber and stuff like that. We'll see. What else? Let's see. Portia was saying how Curtis had all the faith in Jordan, but not her. And he admitted how he still feels some type of way or felt some type of way that she lied about Trina and she been lying ever since. I said, well, stop lying, duh. Like, that would have solved everything. Maybe the writers would put Portia and Isaiah together. I knew they were going to get busy. I think we all knew that. I think we started to figure it out because anytime they start hanging out a lot, then he's talking about, I said, first of all, he actually didn't know what was going on. So I seen y'all in the park over there. I mean, she did say she was going to stay away. But aside from that, you don't know what these folks was talking about. You don't know. You can't run tell nothing if you don't know. That's how a lot of trouble gets stirred up. Folks reporting stuff, don't know what they talking about. Now look at y'all. Talked all that noise and they over here in the office. I said, did they lock the door? No, he just walked in. I was like, I knew somebody would. I was just really hoping it'd be Curtis. But yeah, let's see. Who we talk about next? Oh, Trina was saying how she thinks that Drew is targeting Stella. Drew ends up confronting Michael saying that he's going to bring Wiley and Amelia to Willow, apologize. So he know basically the judge was bribed. And Sonny did it. And I say, well, you don't know, there's no indication that even if they look into it, that Sonny was the one who did it. Unless they set it up that way. But yeah, he was like, he didn't do that. He wasn't even there. He's like, how convenient. And he was just threatening him or whatever. And Michael didn't go for it. He was like, this whole little situation just proved to me basically that he need to push the hearing or whatever back. The custody hearing or whatever it's called, back or whatever. And Drew was like, you're making a big mistake or whatever. So he left and he called somebody. He's about to say he needs to find out where Carly is immediately. So I'm assuming that's who she talking to on tomorrow's episode. I don't know. Because I also seen him talking to Drew in the promo for, did I say tomorrow's episode? Monday's episode. Wait, is today Thursday or Friday? Shoot. Oh, it's Thursday, y'all. I'm lost. Hold up. Yeah, what else? He was in the office and Drew came and he was on the phone with Willow, I'm assuming. And he hung up the phone and he was like, you gonna stop basically targeting my family or he gonna end him or whatever. And I said, somebody else done threaten him. I said, there's too many people threatening him now. There's way too many people threatening him. Somebody finna take him up out of there. Somebody definitely finna get him. But yeah, what else? Let's see. Gio's talking to his mom, says he feels lost. That's when Dante eventually showed up. Isaiah tells Jordan to give Curtis and Portia space. It's clear that they have feelings for each other, and she was denying it. She was denying it, but to Anna, she basically admitted it. I already talked about Silva telling Marco he made an error in judgment. Drew says that they should split 50-50 custody, that it would be generous. If not, then he could always basically do the same thing. He basically said he could pick out his judge and he gonna have sway with the judge and stuff like that. I said, when they gonna find out? I feel like before they take him up out of there, they should have had somebody find out what he been doing. Well, a lot of people know, they just can't do nothing about it. But yeah, he was like, he could always have his own judge picked or whatever. So I was like, what make you different then? You over here trying to do it. Michael didn't even know nothing about what's going on. But yeah, I already finished with that because Michael said he wasn't going for it, and he ends up calling Sonny. Sonny said he didn't do anything. He was like, he didn't think he did. So that's when they was like, the only person that knows is the judge. So they got to try to find the judge. Hopefully they get to the judge before Sidwell. We'll see. Let's see. I already said Tracy was blaming Martin. Martin was blaming her. Portia said Jordan the one Curtis really want. Alexa tells Stella that she's not alone. Trina and Sonny out there too. Gio asked Dante if he was mad at Camilla for, not saying anything about him having a son. Isaiah ends up telling Jordan that him and her could have had something great or whatever. I was like, dude, get out of her face. Get out of her face. You over here instigating the stuff, don't even know what you're talking about. But yeah, what else? I already said Drew was trying to find Carly. Michael was upset. Dante ends up telling Gio that Camilla did it for him. We already talked about Jordan and Curtis. Michael told Sonny that Drew coming after him and using the kids. No, coming after him and the kids and using him to do it. Gio says still not interested in him and Dante getting close. Dante apologized for how he treated Gio during the whole Rocco situation. Sidwell wants to stay ahead of Sonny. Thinks Sonny gonna end up trying to find a judge, and he was right. I said Isaiah, of course, was kissing. Curtis tells Drew to end the crusade against his family or he'll end him. And I think, was that the last scene? I think that was the last scene. Drew steady going, hold on. Excuse me. Drew steady going to Carla trying to threaten and bully. Right. I'm assuming he keep going to Carla because he knows that Carla has sway over Michael or whatever. Because I was like, what's she going to do? But then I thought about it. He do be listening some of the time to her. Drew steady going to Carly trying to threaten and bully someone. Carly gonna tell him to keep Ross and he gonna stump off when he doesn't get his way. Right. Somebody else gonna end up threatening him too. It's gonna be way too many suspects. I know who he called. He called Kai. Didn't he call Kai and ask him to find Carly? I said, don't you supposed to be working on political stuff? What did you send this boy to do that for? But I think that's everything, y'all. Let me see what time it is. 3:17. Yep, that's it. That's all. Let me know your thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces, hair girls today, and be safe.